Hey, sorry about the delay. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That's looking good, Ryan. I think there's going to be a beat down. What more do you have to do to it, Ryan? I know you're probably working on some of the wings a little bit.
So
I don't
I'm
know.
working on like the shading and the background, and then they're like full figure pieces. Like none of it's cropped, like so we can shrink it down and like put it into um, a collage.
Okay. Yeah, this will be part uh of course this is a precursor to the next issue in Devil Flyer Zero, where he encounters the armored flyer, be on a 2-page spread that's in Devil Flyer.
So
Just
what I
a
was
little.
working on right now is Armor Flyer's tail. Like so, see how there's like no like white background. Like I haven't like flattened
Mhm.
that part. Like I haven't like selected like all the tail for it.
Right.
So like that's why like that doesn't have like white behind it.
Yeah, it's bending around. I can see the very tip of it right there around, behind Armor Flyer, but around, under the arm or wing of Devil Flyer there by his
Yeah, I was
chest.
like, I was thinking like the way I would position the tail. That was
Mhm.
like getting ready to like stab him in the chest with it.
Man, you're brutal. You're brutal on my character. You know that?
Yeah, we're beating the crap out of him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got one of those big executioner axes. I mean, you supersize that axe, man. That's very nice. Howder 6480 says awesome.
Thank you,
Looks
Helder.
awesome, Ryan. Yeah. Now what so what would you do with that background? What would you just like put a solid color behind all that? Because it is kind of busy, or what did you have in mind for a background for this?
So I'm thinking like a rocky background, and then like a rocky foreground, actually like a rocky foreground, and then behind it like space and planets. Because like for the collage, like we were thinking like Sweet Baby like blowing like some dust, like kind of like Sandman-y type dust, like,
Right.
and I think that like would like go well like wrapping around like with the stars and the planets.
Okay.
Because like I have like a whole bunch of notes from you like about like
Like it's
smoke and borders and all kinds of
uh,
stuff.
sort of hallucinogenic
A
type
little
deal.
bit, like most of the like the inspirational shots that you were sending me, I would
Mm,
I would consider hallucinogenic.
yeah. Kind of dreamlike quality to the whole
Yeah,
scene.
like I
Yeah.
think that's like a bit of like what you've been going for.
Yeah, with the bystander story in Devil Flyer, he is kind of like my cosmic watcher or observer, right? But he's also a participant in things. He's the one in Gray Tales that brings up Bog out of the dirt, and kind of infuses him with some of his power. So they're kind of linked characters uh, via his power, and uh, he he's kind of doing the narrative and showing you the possibilities or the events that are going to happen in subsequent issues. Kind of like this scene that you just showed us, where Devil
like these were
Flyer
some of
is,
the references that you sent me.
yeah, Alex Ross, stars, yeah, staircase, blank eyes within stars, yeah.
I thought that one was really cool. Like the 3 around the hole on the supposed moon surface or whatever.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, now that inspired
Like all
me to do.
trippy. Like everything look at that. Like everything you sent
Uh-huh.
me has like been really trippy. Like this is what's going on in Rex's head, ladies and gentlemen. This kind of stuff.
Yeah, now I sent you that because I thought, man, you would really enjoy that.
Look, there's Rex holding up
Zeitgeist.
one of
Yeah.
his newest characters,
Mm-hmm.
and then Bob.
Yeah.
So yeah, something a little spacey, like in the background.
Well, I mean, actually, it's taking place on the Earth, but if you want to interject that in, that's fine. You know, the stars and planets.
No, like I think like as a background would be great. Like cuz like as a space is fake believer as I am, I'd rather like stay away from propagating the whole like space narrative, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, just don't put round stars in. I mean, put round planets in there. Put stars, or you could put moon behind them. I don't know,
Yeah.
or
Cuz
just
they're not
stars.
really
Don't.
round. Like if you
Yeah.
like, take a picture with like a telephoto camera, like
Hmm.
they're blobs.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure whatever you come up with will be good. Yeah, I'll try and find that 2-page spread. It's done on that yellow paper. I don't think we've really discussed that, but yeah, I keep coming back to this 2-page collage. In fact, is that it there? Yeah, that's it right there. I thought it was on yellow paper, but it's not. Look at that. It's right here. But I don't want to give it away and discuss, everything. But yeah, basically your scene right here is right here. Now this might not be the final placement within the
Yeah.
thing, but yeah, I've got him being beat up right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's some references that I sent. There's my character, the seer. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually my screensaver. Yeah, that was the first. That's the first bog drawings right there. What was that last one that was colored? The green one.
This one's cool too.
Mm-hmm. Contest of Champions. That was Marvel's first big yearly event that they did. Yeah, White Tiger. Love White Tiger. Yeah, that's dealing with smolder and sort of size. That's a great piece, isn't it? Noir. Like Lady of the Night. Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking about Baby's Kiss.
Right? Like so like that one right there, like how like
Hmm.
she's like blowing, like trippy shit like into the smoke or whatever like that.
Yeah, and
Like I think
it's
that would like tie really well into a starry spacey background.
yeah. I'm. What time do you call this, Mister? Hey, Carrie. Stars, planets look like points of light behind a liquid.
I agree. So I think that space is water. Because we've never been there and we absolutely have no idea. The moon landing's like completely fake.
Well, there is waters talked about in the heavens, and waters
Like
breaking forth,
like Genesis, says like let there be a firmament that divides the water from the water.
right. There is
So like we're basically like in a bubble.
there is more than one heaven. You know, uh like the sky is described as heaven and beyond is described as heaven. There's different descriptions of heaven within scripture. It's not just like Beulah land,
Yeah.
uh, you know, this the skies above us are described as a certain type of heaven. So, and there's definitely waters within the heavens. When you look at the original language of the original of the Hebrew scripture, it's we kind of studied that in college in the theological classes I was taking, and what did the term heavens mean, or heaven, and that was kind of revealing to me that there was more descriptive, heaven used as a descriptive word is denoting more than one place, but it's
Sure.
all one heavenly realm, all of what eternity is and all of what God has created within this universe. It's
Mhm.
all interconnected. God connects it all. Hey Ryan, we have missed you. Handsome face on panel, says Gary.
Aw, you're the
Yeah.
best. Oh, look at that pretty face we just showed. Wow,
Yeah.
Carrie's a
I know
looker.
she changed her she
I didn't
changed her
realize.
icon. Yeah, she's very photogenic, huh?
Look at those smoldering eyes. She looks like
I know. I'm
a
I'm
Kardashian or
practically
something.
I'm practically catching fire right now.
Yeah.
Um and Shadowhawk, he was hoping to take off a little early today anyway, and we were discussing things. He's like he doesn't want to hear all the secrets of what we're working on. So um
Yeah,
he kind of
he
wanted to call it
graciously
an
bowed
early
out,
night
and I
anyway.
feel bad. Like, cause like
I've
Rex
been
is like
taking
throwing at like me a million ideas, and then he's like, and then says, you know what? Like, let's do something else, and then like I'm like and I'm having like a brain meltdown or whatever, and Shadow's like, you know what? Like, this is a little too personal for me.
yeah, while we hash out the details of things, yeah.
I felt bad. Like I'm so glad. Shadow's such a great guy.
No,
He
before
really
you
is.
came in, Ryan, he was saying, I hope Ryan shows because I kind of like to cut out early. And yeah, today I just woke up and was like a little achy, like I've been the last couple of days, and I've been taking that emergency, and I hate that stuff. The taste of it, I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. I thought I'd had it before, but what I do is put some orange crush, powder in with it, and it's palatable. I can take it. So I had one last night and I had one today. Trying to, yeah, and I've not been anywhere, Ryan. Of course, I guess I went and saw my mother over there at the nursing home, but I think I was feeling a little achy. If I'd thought about it, I probably shouldn't have went over there last night. I sure don't want to give her anything. She's 90
Right.
years old. Um, but uh yeah, my mind's moving on, what's to be, but anyway, I and Ryan's working on a couple 2-page spread, and yeah, Shadow just didn't want to hang around for the negotiations about what we were trying to figure out, so um
We're gonna get this book done, Rex, one way or
yeah,
another.
I have no doubt about that. I mean, every day I'm making progress, like today I was like I told you, you were like, well, get some rest, go to bed. And I'm like, nah, I'm up. I'm here relaxing and kind of riding down as things come to me. Um,
I've been like literally like chipping away at this one. Like I've been
mhm.
working like 30 minutes a night on this one, like as like I've been, because I've been working at Magic Mountain.
Right.
And like from Halloween to now this like holiday in the park thing, it's it's been killing me. Like in a good way, like it's been really fun, but like
Yeah.
these Halloween mazes and like all the Christmas lights are it's been a lot. Like they're like So in LA, like the Six Flags around me is called Magic Mountain. That's what everybody calls it. And Knott's Berry Farm just like recently bought it. And that's another like theme park around me that's called Knott's Berry Farm. Like I don't know if you've ever been to the store and seen Knott's like boysenberry jelly. Like that's where that comes from. And they're more into like live performances and stuff, you know. So like we've been doing like a lot of like holiday themed, like Halloween stuff, like when I got into it, and now we're doing like Christmas stuff, you know, like with like dancers and singers. And then like with the Halloween stuff, like we have these like crazy like horror mazes, and like the actors that they like have like all made up into these like demons and creatures and stuff is uh like movie effect quality stuff, you know. So like the events that I've been a part of, you know, recently since September, like are like pretty much like taking all of my time. Like so I'll come home and then like just like work on some wings for like 30 minutes or so, like before I like crash out, you know, as like working on the Devil Flyer stuff. He's got like Rex has like so many ideas in his brain, you know, like the collage that we're working on has silver boa and the seer with like these long elongated gloves, and like this cloak that turns into a universe, and like his characters like transforming into lizards. Like that's where like that whole like gator bog reference came from, was like bog like turning into a lizard, you know. And staircases and smoke, and this like book of, you know, like kind of like the Necronomicon or something like in the middle, and you know, and then he'll be like, and so like I was gonna like work on some of this today, you know, like work on the shading. He's like, how about let's have one of the characters, what's the name of him, Rex? Again, the character jumping out of the window. Are you still there? Are you frozen?
Yeah, I'm here, but it's
I can't
from
hear
my
you.
end. It's kind of roboting. I did get while
Can you
you
hear
were
me?
talking. I did get kind of kicked. Came back in.
Let me look at the show. Can you hear me? Hello?
Let me
Can you hear me?
kick myself,
Rex?
and I will be right back and
Hello?
see if that helps.
Can you hear me?
Let me kick myself,
Rex?
and I will be right back and see
Hello?
if that helps.
Can you hear me?
Let me.
Oh wait, now I can hear you.
And I will be right back.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Let me.
Oh wait, now I can hear you.
There we go.
Oh wait, now I can hear you.
So right. So right. So right. So right.
So Rex had
I
to
don't know. Is
reboot,
he
so I'm not sure if he's
coming through all right
still
for
there.
everybody else? He seems to be frozen to me. There we go. Now we got you back. There.
This makes for good television, doesn't it?
All right, let's see if that works. Can hear
There
around
you go.
fine. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if that works. Keep buffering. Yeah.
Okay.
Keep buffering. Yeah. Maybe that'll help.
So they can hear me fine. Carrie says, Rex, it's you that keeps buffering. So they can hear me fine.
I do have something running in the background that's probably affecting it. It's like 86% complete. So hopefully, once that gets complete, I'll start buffering and everything.
Okay, I heard all that. I heard 86% complete and all that stuff.
I don't even know what that was that I was running here as an update. Adobe Application Manager.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you're back. You're doing good.
Cool. Yeah, to me, right.
Sweet baby blowing magic on another character. Modern day Silver Boa shooting TM style. That'll be the death of Silver Boa, right? Oh, there he went again. So I was super excited, like, because Rex was saying, like, he wanted a short story of the death of Silver Boa. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to do that. Because, like, I've done my own book. Like, I've done, 50 plus pages of interiors, like, for myself. Like, but I've never... And I've done, like, a bunch of commissions and whatnot, but, like, not, like, interiors, like, for somebody else. So... Like, that's, like, been a big goal of mine. But, like, the Silver Boa thing, like, that's going to be, like, on another project, or, like, that's going to be, like, in a future issue. So we're, like, backtracking a little bit, so, like, we'll go back to, like, some of this stuff, that stuff. And, like, I'm making it, like, so it's, like, full character, like, not none of it's cropped at all, like, so that it can, like, shrink down and, like, be a part of a collage of some kind, like a 2-page spread or, like, whatever, something like that. So I was going to work on this today, shading it and whatnot, but instead, like, we're gonna work on this character, Modern Day Mummy. And he is like got these, like, chemically treated bandages on him, and he's engulfed in flames, and he's gonna be, like, jumping out of a window. So that's something that's, like, more relevant to the current project that we're working on, apparently, from what I understand. So we're gonna work on that. And I still can't hear you, Rex. I don't know where you're at right now. But I'm going to grab a piece of paper and get started. And then whenever we have Rex back, we'll have some more entertaining things to talk about. So let me turn this light on. I'm going to grab a piece of paper.
Okay. Well, that program that's running in the background is like 95.3% done downloading. So after it does that, hopefully, I'm so confused. Is this the next book talk? We need first book first before next book talk. Don't
we're
be
still
mad.
live.
Just getting confused. Yeah, that's why we're doing the 2-page spread collage.
No,
That's
that
what
ain't it.
Ryan was showing was the Devil Flyer and the Armor Flyer. That will be in Devil Flyer.
Ooh, no,
And I had suggested to him about the Silver Boa story, but now that will be in Momentum Unleashed Future Vision. So I said, well, let's concentrate on this 2-page spread for Devil Flyer first, but I do want to work out with you a deal to do the 10-page Devil Silver Boa story. I am getting echo. I don't know. Have you got it closed out, Ryan, or is that just on my end? And the echo wasn't bad. It was just I could hear myself.
Okay, shut off my live stream, Mike. I'm so confused. This is next book talk. We need the first book first. That's what I'm saying, Carrie. You're so right. We need the first book first. Don't be mad I'm getting confused. I'm mad because I'm getting confused.
And that's, yeah, Ryan, that's, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me, Ryan?
All right, I'm going to turn up this mic.
Can you hear me? It's updating Adobe Application Manager. I don't know what. Ryan's wife is lucky. Ryan's model jaw, just kind eyes, such kind eyes. Can you hear me, Ryan?
We're separated, Carrie, so like we could date actually if you like.
Currently
like I'm in my apartment now. You know what's weird too is like since we've been separated, like we get along like great. You know, like I like wonder like why we ever fought, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I'm not like I can only hear like something out of like when I'm watching YouTube. Like I can't hear it like through StreamYard.
Okay. That creates an echo if you're listening through
All right,
YouTube.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up. I'm going to just draw, and then Rex, you do you.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'm going to just turn my camera off for just a second, reposition myself, and...
Okay. Rex the bobblehead. Yeah. We'll just I'll have to call him or, get with him on some of this. Yeah. I mean, you can hear me, right, Carrie? You can hear me. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was why I shifted gears on him. I'd been thinking about, getting a start on so that I'm not just caught with my feet down and haven't done any development on the other books to come out to get Ryan. And he's been wanting to do interior pages anyway. So I thought, okay, I had an artist working on that story, and I've actually got, some physical pages with some drawings on there. Been able to hear you both, just you two can't hear each other. Yeah, apparently that's on Ryan's end, and a little bit of the buffering and stuff is going on my end because of this update. Probably, I don't know. what I told Shadowhawk before he left is, and that was one reason for the delay of today's show was I had my computer shut off last night and I turned it back on. So it's rebooting, whatnot. And then I went and took my shower. Well, I lost Ryan, but I went and took my shower and came back down, and I knew I was going to run a few minutes late. So I, typed in the chat, going to be a little bit late because I want to get a shower. Because I've been sitting around all day writing since about 11 o'clock or so, and doing things with Abby, feeding her and letting her out and stuff like that. Want the Lady Hopper on Pizza Round. I still have it. Throw it on the campaign page if you wish. Yeah, I get a scan of it. I will, put it up there. Definitely, as fan art. No problem, Carrie. Is the update almost done? Things should work better when it's done. Yeah, let me look. Its current update progress is currently updating Adobe Preview. I guess there's different things. That's 65%. Yeah, and I've just been, we talked about this, and Ryan was working on some other things, and he's been kind of unavailable, but I'm glad that he's kind of like still, on this, things that we talked about. I would have to mail it, I think, because how would it be scanned? No, you wouldn't have to mail it. I mean, it's going to be expensive for you to mail it to me. Unless you're wanting me to take it and sell it on the campaign or something. I mean, you would just have to take it to print shop or something, somebody who has a computer that has a scanner, just to scan it and then send me the file, and if it's not, like 300 DPI at least, yeah, we can talk about that off, at another time, Gary. But yeah, I wouldn't want you to mail it to me. That'd be expensive, and even if it was something that I, wanted to sell on the campaign or keep, I wouldn't want you to be out that money for shipping. Welcome back, Ryan James.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hey, that sounds good. Like, so maybe I just needed to come out and come back in, and that helps you.
Yeah. So we're hearing each other, right? I don't think we were hearing each other a while ago.
No, I could only hear you through YouTube.
Right. And that was causing a slight echo. Anytime you listen, you're actually streaming and then watching YouTube at the same time. It's almost like a radio show, when they were like, turn your radio off. That way, it's not coming through the speakers of the radio and picking up on the mic,
Mm-hmm.
So now we can carry on a conversation. That's good. I was explaining that, you kind of got busy at work at Six Flags and now they're kind of cutting back on some of the hours. And then, I thought, well, it'd be good for you to come on and draw, some of the things we talked about, on the 2-page spread. And I totally agree with Carrie. Yeah, I'm trying to work on Devil Flyer, and that's why I was like, I wanted to kind of also get hopping on like the Silver Boa story, at least a commitment for you down the road. When I was thinking about it today, sorry about switching gears, but I'm just trying to think about what's the best thing to do, and I do have some roughs that were done by another artist, and I can show you those at a later date with the Silver Boa, because I am excited about getting some work done on upcoming books. But yeah, my focus is on Devil Flyer. So, and since you were working more and was kind of on hiatus, I kind of, even though you didn't have it in the back of your mind, you know, when you first showed me that you were working on Devil Flyer and I'd forgotten that we had discussed that, and that's actually on the two-page spread that I had suggested you that we do a two-page spread to begin with, because it had been a while since we had talked, you know, and you kind of got busy at Six Flags during the holiday season. So we're further along than what, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad we
like maybe my mission is to pull it out of you, because you've got like this entire universe and this entire storyline like all in your head, but like it needs to get like pulled out of you and like organized and put on paper, you know, like Carrie,
right.
like for instance, like I've done a cover for issue 6 for Rex. like,
Right.
like that's how his mind works. Like it's forward, it's backward, it's up, it's down, and all the way around. Like he's thinking of like the whole thing at once, which it is and it's not a put down. Like it's actually like amazing. Like it's amazing that like you know how like J.K. Rowling said like Harry Potter like came out of her head like fully formed, like from the minute she started writing, like she knew the entire story. That's Rex. Like he knows the whole thing from beginning to end, and he
Yeah,
just like isn't, and then he's just like embellishing it. Like he comes up with a new character, a new concept, not to go in another direction, but just to like to add to the whole.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it's like the universe has already exploded, and he's and like
hey, Gable.
he's just like populating it as he goes along.
Did this on last night on the draw stream.
See, that's his brain.
That's what?
Your brain.
My brain. Oh, this is my brain on drugs. Yeah.
No, he doesn't even need. He's high on life. He doesn't even need drugs.
Yeah, but you're pretty close to the truth, Ryan. You know, I've created through these sketch cards new characters, and those new characters kind of fit the ongoing story that I'm wanting to tell. And actually, by creating the characters, it's kind of a breakthrough on, you know, oh, this character would be great for this story, and this character would be great for that story, right? So the characters that I've actually been creating of late have really informed me which direction of the story is. Like when you did that wraparound cover for Devil Flyer #6, you put in a villainess, right? You put in Baby's Kiss. And I'm glad you did, because that informed me that, you know, if the world's coming to end, some of the bad guys are going to help defend it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to temporarily lay down their arms with the good guys, and they're going to say, hey, this is my planet too. Don't blow it up. So that kind of made sense. And then I'm like, well, you know, what's another reason that she could be there? Well, she's kind of fallen in love with Sea Demon, which they were always going to meet anyway in that first Sea Demon story, but as sort of adversaries, right? And so that kind of made sense, you know, to add a little romance to it. One reason why she would want to be there. And plus, he's beat up on the front cover, right? So she's kind of, it makes sense that she would come to his aid. So just by you putting her in there suggested all that to me, you know, and really fleshed out the character and his arc of Sea Demon and of Baby's Kiss. That she's not just a villain of the week, but she's actually got skin in the game, to protect the man that she loves. And it kind of like Batman and Catwoman, that relationship is dysfunctional from the very beginning. It's never going to work out, right? She's a villainess, he's the hero. Same thing here. She's, head of the Yakuza. That's not going to work out good with the hero. Carrie says, I agree, Ryan, but I also think for those who may not see show, to have regular updates typed up on the campaign. I promise you, unless there's some computer issues and I fall deathly ill, I will get up an update tonight on the campaign, Carrie. And I was thinking about you earlier today and have that on my short list to do, because I'm well aware I have not put an update on the campaign yet.
Yeah. And like to like concur with Carrie, like I do feel that frustration. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like when like as soon as we shift like it was just today, like that's why like Shadowhawk bowed out, you know what I mean? Because I was like kind of venting. I was like,
I don't think that's totally why he bowed out. He was hoping you would come in so that he could leave,
True. But like, like his excuse was like, like, because I was venting, like I was like, it's too spontaneous, it's too random. Like, why are we like changing everything we're gonna do again? You know what I mean?
Well, no, I mean, still, I keep returning to the ideal of these sort of single shots, right? Like a collage. And since we had not talked for a while, I totally forgot about the 2-page spread here that I'd suggested to you this before. So that tells me I'm on the right track, because I keep coming back to that. I just thought your armored flyer beating up on Devil Flyer was a random issue, but we've already talked about that. That's supposed to be on the 2-page spread. So
right, that's an element of it. And like the fact that like we've had like,
but see, it's been so long since we've talked, I forgot about the
but we've had like 3 behind the scenes talks, countless, like you've sent me probably like 20 or 30, not exaggerating, like 20 or 30 different like reference images of like your idea. You know what I mean? And then like hearing, I totally forgot, you know what I mean? Like it's savant like thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's another like plane of like thinking.
Yeah. I won't argue with you on that. It is a different plane of thinking. I probably missed my flight at some point. But like you said, we will get there.
But it's enviable. Like it's like the fact that your mind can go so far in like so many directions, is enviable in some way. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, holy shit.
Well,
like,
I don't mean it to frustrate you. Glenn Fleming says, Ryan, run.
Right? But I won't run, because Rex is a good guy, and he's been very good to me and very understanding with me, like through all of my marital issues in the last couple of years, and I really, really, really appreciate him.
Well, likewise here, Ryan. I really appreciate you and all that you've collaborated and done for me, and just your friendship. We missed you around here. Everybody was like, "Where's Ryan? Where's Ryan?" And you know, because
Getting
you took like 2 year hiatus off, and I'm glad to see you coming back in a better, you know, you seem more grounded and centered.
getting separated, and it
Mhm.
basically had to do with like I
Thank
took
you,
the red
Quinn.
pill and my wife took the blue pill. Like it you know, the people that are listening that understand what that means, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then me even going farther, like really realizing that the pills come from the same dealer, you know what I mean?
Well, we're making progress each and every day, and that's, you know, we're only given now. We're only given today, so
All right, let me give this a shot. Let's see what I can do.
so he's so you're gonna work on paper, is that right? You're gonna work right now. You're gonna
Yeah,
what you gonna
I've got a fresh piece of Bristol board in front of
uh
me. I'm gonna put on my glasses,
I
and
had
I'm gonna.
suggested I had suggested that Ryan come on and do kind of like Croc Bog, you know, with our late night draw streams. I think that was the first piece he had ever done totally on stream. I said it would be nice because we used to do that, you know, to have an artist on and be drawing while we do the 4 o'clock shadow or do our shows, you know, and I want to get back to that. Have a regular artist where he's drawing and making progress so that you can see that progress is being made on the book.
Right.
And
We're pulling a Dan Frega. Hey, look,
yeah, and
I'm
we
working
don't
on my book.
necessarily always have to do it on the 4 o'clock shadow, Ryan. But now Ryan's got a little bit more time to do this, and you know, not working as much at work. So um,
Well,
we'll work out on his days off when he
that's
can.
kind of ending too. Oh,
What's that?
oh,
What's kind of ending?
So my whole like not working thing is like kind of ending. So like I got a call today from Magic Mountain,
Hmm.
and they're like, can you come in on Tuesday and can you come in next week? So it's it's becoming I'm like not gonna have like that free time yet that I thought I was.
Okay, well that's good. Um, that's good. We, you know, I've dropped Ryan links to, you know, some of our more recent shows, and don't feel bad if you can't come in, Ryan. I just wanted to afford you that opportunity.
Yeah.
If there isn't a time that you're available, just let me know. Um, and you know, maybe we'll fire up a stream, you know, or something. Um, you know, like when you worked on it doesn't necessarily have to be like the late night draw streams like we did Croc Bog on, and some of the others, Dr. K and some of the other stuff that you did, you know.
Well, I look forward to getting back to those.
Getting
I
getting
I
getting
miss
back to the late night draw.
I miss Fatness. How's she doing?
She's doing good, but she's going by her own name now, Sabrina.
Oh, okay.
Um, but she's doing well. She had an allergic reaction to some Kleenex that was given to her that had like uh, basil in it, maybe, or something, you know.
Allergic
So,
to Kleenex. Wow. That's hardcore.
well, you know, like they put aloe or something in Kleenex. This had
Yeah.
two things in it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but one of them was basil, I guess for the scented, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the scent of it. And that broke her out. She can ingest it, but you know, she gets it on her skin and she'll break out. So
Okay.
that kind of broke her out.
Wow.
Yeah. But she's She's doing good. She's doing good. Glenn says we all love Rex. Well, I'm glad somebody does and cares. You know, I don't try and be as absent-minded or as schizophrenic as sometimes I appear. It's just when you do a daily thing, you know, and in a way that's a good thing because it keeps me grounded, you know, and I kind of build my life around the 4 o'clock shadow. That's why doing some other late night streams are kind of hard. Like last night, I really didn't want to do last night's show. In a way, you know.
Now which
But
one was last night? Not the Rex, Hex, and Apex I watched, right? Or
no,
was
that
it?
was late night stream. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
really, I wound up doing 3 shows. And yeah, Rex Hex and Apex. My God, I looked at the numbers on that, Ryan.
Did you see my comment?
I did. Yeah.
Was that not a good comment or what? Like the fact that it had so many views just at the hint of EVS coming on, like
Yeah.
by that rationale, like you're like, okay, like I'm gonna pretend like EVS is coming on every night of the week.
Yeah, I think that would. Yeah, I think that's kind of like a chair stream. It only works once. I wouldn't want to do that. But you know, Hex had set that up on his channel, and thanks
Why
to
did
the new
I
subscriber or
have a
something.
feeling like
Mhm.
God bless Apex, but why did I have a feeling that it was him that set that up? Like I smelled bullshit. Like I was like, okay, did did EVS really like have the idea that he was coming on that show tonight, or was it something that like Hex concocted?
No, he really tried to get him on.
I understand that, but just like pressuring somebody to come on and like and then like getting a commitment from somebody is like something completely different, you know?
Right. Well, now, I mean, he said, uh, I don't know what he said to a certain degree because I only got bits and pieces of the story, right? But at first he said, sure, you know, and apparently he had communicated with him enough to say, well, I have to go get a Christmas tree first, you know, and I don't know. I don't know what happened, but apparently he'd been going back and forth with Ethan, you know, that he was going to do it. Omer Glitch, though, says clickbait.
Exactly.
New people
Like
might stick around for the future shows, though. Uh, and whoever our new subscriber to the channel is, welcome to the channel. We're up to 557 subscribers right now. And Hex Allen's right behind me. He's up to 556, I think. He got a new subscriber yesterday. And yeah, I mean, when I went to bed, it was like I had 198 people had watched the Rex Hex and Apex show, which was over on Hex's channel, but I streamed it over on my channel. He got let's see, I had it written down here. He got nearly 400, I think it was, views at the close of it. Let's see, where did I write that down at? It was right in front of me. Yeah, he got is this it? Oh, you know, Sabrina is going to be on the Mike stand tomorrow. Mike Walters show. That'll be a hootenanny. I want to see that.
yeah.
And I will be on with Mike. Tomorrow we're going to have on Edwin Acevedo talking about his project.
Oh, cool.
And if you're available, you can come on too and draw or whatever. And hang
Tomorrow
out
night?
with,
It's Monday night? Yeah.
for the
I'm
4
in.
o'clock shadow on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had it written down here. I don't know what Hex Allen did on views, but It might be written in my little book here where I've been writing. Yeah, Hex had 394 views at the close. I had 185, although it was showing on YouTube 112, I think. But when I went to bed, it was like 198, I think, and now it's 263.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. If
So,
I could
like,
get away with that, I'd do that every day.
right. Like, my point is like, kudos to Hex for like his master plan, but I wouldn't hold it against EVS for not adhering to Hex's master plan, if that makes sense.
New people might stick around for future shows, though. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not mad at Hex for getting our hopes up.
Yeah, he tried, and like somebody said, I knew Ethan would flake out. I don't know.
So see, that's where I draw the line. Like, I don't think Ethan flaked out. Like, I think Hex led us astray.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, duh. Like, that's exactly what happened.
Wow, his is at 700 views now. Wow.
Yeah, like
it worked for him.
Like, there's no way that like Ethan said, "I'm gonna be there. See you then," and then just completely did not come. That did not happen. No way. I don't believe it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he just, but it seemed to work out for his views, and it was better than my chair stream. Yeah. Are you combining all those numbers, Omer? I don't know. I mean, Omer is doing great on his views, and he networks, and that helps. I don't network that much, although I have shared this stream out to X already. So I'm trying to get better at that, but it is difficult with the technical problems I've been having lately. Next show guest Shane Davis. There you go.
There you go.
I know Ryan would want to show up for that because he's a big Shane Davis fan.
Big Shane Davis fan. I won his Inglorious Rex 2 contest.
Right.
And he gave me the day after that stream, I had $800 in my PayPal account. That's the kind of guy Shane Davis is.
Omer says, I'm just kidding. I'm like at 150 views on average. That's great. I mean, you haven't really been adding content to your channel that long, and you've hit the ground running, and had great views for all your videos. I think, some lower than others. I mean, it's just going to wane and fluctuate. I mean, we had no control over that, especially during the holiday season or summer. People are doing, but I think on average, yeah, you're knocking it out of the park. You're doing a lot better than I am, on your numbers and your subscribers and stuff. So just keep it up. You'll get thousands before you know it. Hey, Doc. I'll drop the link.
Doc in the house.
Drop the link for you if you want to come in, Doc. Tell us what you've been working on. Almost succeeds because he's eccentric, gives viewers time off from being an adult while showing great art and letting other artists shine too. Omer goes all out to promote the best he can.
Wow. Thanks, Mom.
With that. Huh?
That's like something his mom would say.
Well, she's definitely in the fan club. I see you there, Doc. Just let me, I had blown up the screen. There we go. Hey, Doc.
Good evening.
Hey, Doc.
You've been
What's up,
riding,
Doc?
Doc?
I've been
been
waiting
riding.
to see that.
I mean, not today. No, today is Sunday. I take the day off.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's the pagan Sabbath.
what if it just comes flooding in inspiration? Would you take the day off then?
I always keep a notepad with me. So
Mhm.
like if I'm sitting out in the living room watching a movie and a good line comes to me, I write it down. Like the title of your stream today, write it down or you could lose it forever.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, I've been writing today because it just from the time I got up, which is often when it comes to me, I don't. Jason Bascom says day off, wuss.
Well, I mean, Jason, at some point you have to like wash clothes, wash your ass like a big boy, that kind of thing,
Yeah. Cleanliness is next to godliness,
Ryan, how you been, man? I haven't talked to you in a while.
I can't complain. Like I've been really busy doing this like new job thing. So, it's been lucrative and exciting, and it's been a lot of adjusting too,
And it
So
came.
I normally like work in like the TV show realm, and like to like take a drastic cut in pay and like work for a theme park and like get like their Halloween and Christmas together. The job has been humbling and rewarding, and like I can't complain about it. It's been a
Came
blessing.
at a good time, did it not, for you? Because Hollywood's kind of
Yeah, exactly.
slowed down.
Yeah, like Hollywood got murdered. I'm not sure exactly by whom, but like there was the fake COVID blah 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 or whatever code word you want to say for there was no V, and then like only like maybe less than a year later, then we went on strike. Like, so the writers decided that they wanted to go on strike because they realized that AI was going to take all their jobs, and I'm not exactly like sure how like all that worked out. Like why in the world would you possibly want to go on strike like after being off for so long? But they did, and they literally killed Hollywood. Like, so anybody that like wanted Hollywood to die, like you got your wish, like it happened, and everyone has left.
Yeah, I think Hollywood basically is dying of a self-inflicted wound for sure.
Exactly. I couldn't have. Thank you for reiterating that for me.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just the strike; it was the obsession with their DEI woke shit. The pendulum swings back and forth always, and when you push it that far, when it comes swinging back, it's going to knock some shit over.
Right, and it murdered the industry. Like, so right after the like COVID scare, like started, like I went right back to work because you have to have the propaganda like has to keep rolling. You know what I mean? And so we went back to work with like masks and like you should have seen, like, have you seen like those videos like of like those like little tents that like each flautist was like playing in like for their like when they're like playing in an orchestra or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like each person, like the director and the script supervisor and the writers and like everybody like had their own little personal tent, that they're working in. I mean, it was that bad.
Yeah, the level of absurdity was something to behold. Hello, Saboteur. Hey, Jason, just so you know, pal, I start writing at 5:30 in the morning, and I write until about 9 o'clock in the evening. I do take a break for lunch, or if I'm drawing, same schedule. So I bet I put in my share of hours doing my creative stuff.
Well, there's very few that I do hours. Of course, we approach it differently, but yeah, I wrote
So
for
they went.
several hours, but not constantly. It's like coming to me in drips and drabs. I write it down.
There are days when you're writing a scene, and for whatever reason, it's not a scene that comes easily. And it's not that it's a difficult subject you're writing. It may be something as simple as transitioning from one day to the next. But for whatever reason, the words just won't come. And my philosophy is, well, in that case, just write badly and go back and fix it later.
But always right.
Yeah, you just keep push. You push through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did some of that today, Doc. It's like, yeah, I could phrase that better, but instead of before I lose the thought of it, just get it down. Yeah. And then I can go back and put the little nuances, and a better word here or there, and make it better. But get the thought down before you lose it.
Same thing with drawing.
Yeah.
Like draw fast and then refine later.
I totally agree with that, Ryan. Like gestorial, John Buscema's very good at that. He was very good at that. Just getting, and keep the energy. That's the problem with a lot of artists. They don't keep the energy that is in. They have more energy in like a preliminary drawing than their finished thing that seems stiff and lifeless.
Yeah.
Just get it down and try and keep that same energy as you define it and refine it over time. I think my drawings are getting better through practice I'm doing daily. Carrie says, absolutely.
Yeah.
They say practice makes perfect.
Practice.
To me, it's almost like a cosmic joke, though, Ryan. It's like almost like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I've discovered the meaning of life, and then the world ends.
Mm-hmm. So the computer, right? It discovers the meaning of life, right? And the meaning of life is the number 42.
Yeah.
Do you remember that at all?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And have you heard of like this new meme that's 6-7? Like, have you heard 6-7? Like, have you heard that at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What's 6 times 7?
30.
42, right? So 6 times 7 is 42, right? Which is the meaning of life. Now what year is it going to be in 42 years?
I mean, that's math. We don't do that here, sir.
2067.
That would be 90.
90, Rex, really?
No, it would be.
My 10-year-old taught me that one. So in 42 years,
I can do it in my head, but I just
in 42 years it'll be 2067.
Okay.
So does that like have anything to do with the meme and the meaning of life? I don't know. You tell me.
Carrie, to answer your question,
I'll be 102 at that time.
I think anyone can write.
No, you'll be dead.
Just like I think anyone can learn to paint, anyone can learn a musical instrument. Some people define talent weirdly. Talent is just your skill at whatever it is you do. Some people are born with the ability without the instruction. Some people are born with the ability to receive the instruction and accomplish much. And then some people, just by brute determination, learn to do things. So I think it's a little bit of all of the above.
Mine's brute determination, I think. You blow me out of the way. You blow me out of the water, Omer, with some of your comments. It just blows me out of the water. It derails my train of thought.
I'm gonna check his comment.
He says it's all stupid 67 nonsense.
Mhm.
Get me back on topic, Doc. What were we just talking
the
about?
Meaning of life. How do you stump a stoner? What were we just talking about?
That's what I was trying to get back on. And what have we got going on there, Ryan?
I don't know. Trying some
You don't know?
assholes jumping out of a building.
Oh, okay. I'd like to jump out of a building right now.
Well, don't forget to set yourself on fire first, sir.
Yeah. I'm feeling the love, you know. I mean, Glenn Fleming says we all love Rex, and then Jason says, Rex, we love you. Because of my lacking math skills.
42. The meaning of life. It's 42.
Yeah. Yeah, but the absurdity, I mean, sometimes life does appear absurd like that, right? I finally got the answer of what I've been seeking. And the reason I was saying that was, Ryan, it seems like, especially with comic book art and sequential art, right? We have a whole career to get better and better and better. And it seems like we get to the pinnacle of artistic, you know, oh, if I'd only known this 20 or 30 years ago, you know,
right?
And I finally achieved it, and then we're gone. We die. And I was going to say, don't kill me off yet. There's a possibility I might still be alive at 101 or 102.
No way.
No way.
Long gone worm food.
Okay.
Whenever I am being impatient about progress on things that I'm working on, people will invariably say, well, you know,
do you want to be alive at 102? I mean, come on.
They will invariably say Rome wasn't built in a day, Doc. And I always reply, yeah, and Rome didn't last forever either. So, you know, hurry the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, it depends on quality of life, Ryan. I mean, my mother's 90 and she's still going strong, you know. Look at William Shatner. I don't know what aches and pains he has, but you know, certainly there's people that have long, you know, productive lives without hardly any impediment, you know.
True.
I don't know. It's just and I see older people like that all the time, you know. Because I go over and visit my mother, and there's some people over there that are actually having birthdays, and they're 101, 102. I talked to a man not too long ago. Now, he passed away about 6 months after I talked to him because the shock was just too great for him. But anyway, but it was an interesting, you know, I was getting my hair cut, and he was there at the haircut place, and I probably got to talk to him for about an hour, 30 minutes while my hair was being cut, and 30 minutes after it was done, you know. And I'm glad I took that opportunity because we talked about World War II and his experiences and stuff. And, you know, see, carpe domine, seize the day, right? Do it while you're there. And
Carpe
if I had
diem.
said, I'll talk to him the next
diem.
time I see him, he would have been gone. Huh?
It's carpe diem, Rex. Seize the day.
Okay, carpe diem. Okay, I'm saying dominate, aren't I? Okay,
yeah, you're trying to seize the kingdom.
I'm murdering. Okay. Well, you know, there is that too. My name does mean king, so
how dear?
right.
let me address that one. First of all, drawing from real life or painting from real life is outstanding, and I believe everyone should do it. But if you're finding it hard to just draw off the top of your head, let me suggest an idea to you. Human beings all have this ability called pareidolia, where we can see patterns in random chaos. That's where you see faces in the linoleum floor or the shower
Mhm.
curtain or whatever.
I do that a lot.
So yeah, so if you're having a hard time drawing just from your imagination, just kind of scribble lightly and loosely and quickly an idea and let your pareidolia kick in to see the image that lives inside of it and then start shaping it. I teach art at an art school and I teach my students to do that. One exercise, for example, is they'll be blindfolded and they have to put their brush in a paint and just reach out and scribble something on the canvas and then take the blindfold off. And I tell them, now you've got 10 minutes to turn that into a painting. And 9 times out of 10, they can do it.
I have started so many paintings that way, Doc, and often I don't have a clue with what I'm going to sit down to paint. But
Mhm.
it's just that process of starting, putting that brush to canvas or putting that pencil to paper that
Yep.
informs me of what I want to express. Now that
Or you
seems
almost said it, Rex, or what the painting wants to be, because we just
or
kind of
what
help the painting figure out what it wants to be, right?
right, yeah. And
Now my paintings,
sometimes you
Rex,
strike gold, you know.
yeah, I go out and I paint what I see. I like to paint landscapes and I do impressionism. I'm trying to capture the light and the atmosphere,
Mhm.
but it's almost the opposite when you're doing sequential art. You're coming off the top of your head. You're imagining things that you can't see in reality. There's no such thing as a muscle bound guy the size of the Hulk busting through a wall, and you've got to imagine all that. So you got to kind of have a healthy blending of the two, I guess.
Omer
Amen.
says
Spoken
you
by a
have kids,
true
Ryan. So you
artiste.
Ryan Omer says you have kids, Ryan, so you are more sympathetic and understanding to the dumb things kids say. I don't have kids, so I really don't care. Laugh out loud. I do want to understand, though, but not enough to up that much time into it.
Well, thank you, Omer, for sharing the fact that you really don't care.
Well, with children, that kind of teaches you
But
patience,
I think
doesn't
it's
it,
pretty
Ryan?
profound that because you were speaking of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? And the meaning of life is 42. And
Mm-hmm.
6 times 7 is 42. Or so I'll give you a little math help with it. And in 42 years from now, it'll be 2067.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just find that ironic. So I know you don't care about it, but like it is ironic. And that's my only statement about it. You know what I mean?
Now, how old would you?
I'm just interjecting a ironic factoid like into the conversation.
I love to use irony within writing because you see it in life in different situations, and of course, twist endings, irony. Uh, that's gold.
Yeah,
You know.
Saboteur. Actually, our good friend Artex draws that way. Colloquially, we call it scribble theory or scribble composition. You start scribbling shapes, and then and it's really effective if you work digitally, because you can take the scribble and just lighten it, and then add a new layer and just start drawing over your scribbles. It's great.
Well, you had to make that. I do think that there's you probably familiar with Betty Edwards, right? The two hemispheres of the brain, the left, the more logical side of your brain, and the
Yeah,
right
I'm
being.
familiar with the drawing from the right side and all that. But there's a lot of science coming out recently that says, yeah, that's not necessarily true, or theories. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I never used that method, learning to draw on the right side, to teach.
I did a little bit of it, and it actually works. You're tricking your mind, and
Well, it
'cause
does. It does, but the rationale behind it isn't that one side is being dominant over the other. It's just that
yeah,
you're
maybe
drawing the
pseudoscience.
you're
Yeah.
drawing the negative space to define the
Mhm.
positive space. That
Yeah.
works. That's absolutely real. And two other things, always, I teach my students, keep a mirror. Look at your image in the mirror. Reverse your image. Turn it upside down.
Mhm.
Divorce your dominant eye view, and all of your errors will come screaming to the front.
See, that's what makes Ryan so interesting. The way that he works traditionally, he will pencil it and then put it on the light table
And I'll
and
flip it.
reverse it. And
Yep.
I know Ryan said I'm catching little
Yup.
mistakes or imperfections that way.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to raise so much, too. Silvestri loves to do that too. Like he keeps a mirror right by his
Always.
work table. That's old school, dude. That's a
And
really
then
good,
the other
old
trick
trick.
to do when you're painting or you're a colorist, keep a red lens and look through your red lens at what you're doing and make sure your colors are contrasting properly, because contrast is more important than color in composition.
And just the camera here, Doc, can be a mirror, right? I'll hold something up for people to look at, and I'll see it on the monitor, and that's kind of like putting it in the mirror, and I'll go, oh, I need to.
If it's mirrored, yes.
Yeah.
If you see it the same way in person as you do on camera, then no. And the reason is,
Right.
our dominant eye created the image, and so we're interpreting it that way. When you flip it, the non-dominant part of your brain isn't looking at it anymore.
I need to find out which is my dominant eye, and that would be eye strength, right?
I
That you
forget.
gauge that by?
There's a test for it, and I forget what it is, but it's as simple as pointing at something in space, close one eye, close another,
Mhm.
and whichever eye reveals you actually pointing at the thing directly is your dominant eye.
Okay. Yeah, and the other's going to be a little off
Yeah.
center. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that
Mhm.
before. It's been a while, but yeah.
It's something like, I don't remember exactly what it is, but okay, you take your fingers like this, you make a triangle, and then you look, through, you align something up in the distance, right? And then close one eye and then close the other, and then whichever one is in the center, that's your
Yep.
dominant eye.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Howdear says, I've done a few figure sketches from manga pages where I started with a skeleton and filled it out all by eye without measuring. They were a bit off, but turned out better than I was expecting.
Yeah, and how dear the whether you use basic shapes or a skeleton or scribble, it always comes down to just let yourself relax, be loose, and draw what you want to draw, and
Yeah.
don't. And I think the biggest key is, and I see this with a lot of students, you're not going to be Da Vinci on day one.
Yeah.
Relax, give yourself time to grow, allow yourself to make a mistake, and particularly with paintings. I tell students there's no such thing as a bad painting. It's never finished. You can always work on it. If it's oil, the oil will stay wet forever. If it's acrylic, you just paint over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Da Vinci never was always late with his commissions, is because he never wanted to stop painting it.
Mm-hmm.
So there was all these under paintings under it, and he would keep on putting on washes and layers and stuff like that. He never
Da
wanted to
Vinci-
give it up, because he loved to continually work on that
Mhm.
same painting.
And Da Vinci's an
and
example of
improving
what
it
happens.
and-
Da Vinci's an example of what happens when you give one of the greatest geniuses in history ADD.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he actually left, commissions just high and dry, right? To get,
Yeah.
he didn't complete. He took the money and then he ran. after
I think he had like
more than once. You
only
know?
4 or 5 actual completed commissions in his entire life.
Mhm.
And that's not counting his work when he was in that other guy's studio, you know. But on his
I
own,
read his biography, and like according to him, like it was, or according to the biography, it was more like he just like didn't want to give him. He didn't want to give him back. Like he would do the commission and not necessarily run, but like move to the next city, you know, and like keep on working on it. Like he didn't. He just like he didn't want to give him back.
yeah, he'd be ghosting folks.
Yeah, he be ghosting.
You young people with this modern lingo.
Mhm.
Young people. I scoff at your derogatory terminology, sir.
Call him young, you can't win. You call him old, he gets riled. So what can you do?
I don't get riled, Rex. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're too old to get riled. Is that it?
No, I just don't
No.
get riled.
He's
Yeah.
too riled to get old. That's what it is.
I
Now,
can't
what
wait to get to 101 or 102 and go, Ryan, I made it. If Ryan's still around, of course he probably will be, because you'll probably still be around in 2067, right, Ryan?
I'll be getting up there.
Yeah, I know
So
you'll be
in
getting up there, but you'll be
42
behind
years,
me.
I'll
So
be 90.
you'll be
On the
90. Yeah.
On the other hand, Rex, if I wake up tomorrow, I'll be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Surprise.
not
Brand new
pleasantly.
day. Pleasantly surprised. Yes.
Every day I wake up, and first thing I do is I thank God for a good night's sleep and bless the day and say a little prayer for my family. The next thing I do is go, oh great, not this again.
Well, I mean, you're getting up at 5:30 to write. Are you crazy? I got to, but you know
Get up-
what? I've
Get up at
done
4,
that.
Rex, and start working at 5:30.
Yeah. 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 People aren't, you're a daytime person, I guess. I'm more of a vampire, but
Yeah, I'm an early bird, not a night owl.
yeah.
It's just
I probably would do
peaceful.
better to sleep at night and get on a daytime schedule. I can pick my own schedule right now. So
Yeah, but when you're working, you work evening shifts, so it kind of makes sense, for you.
right.
Like
And
I
I do
used to
prefer the night.
Yeah. I used to work the 3 to 11 shift when I was
Mhm.
working in trauma medicine, right? Well, if you get off at 11, that doesn't mean you go to bed as soon as you get home.
Wait a
No.
minute, Doc. You're a real doc?
No, I just play one on TV.
Oh, okay.
I was a independent duty corpsman in the Navy, and then when I got out, I worked in trauma medicine for years while I put myself through school for mental
You
health.
are a doc, Doc.
Yep, I'm a doc, not a doctor.
But
anyway,
you're a real hero, not I shoot somebody up with poison and take their money kind of guy.
I'm nobody's hero. Nobody's hero. But if you get off work in the afternoon at 3:00 or even until 6:00, that doesn't mean you come home and go straight to bed, does it? No, you stay awake for a while. You have dinner, you watch TV, whatever. Same thing when you get off at 11:00 at night. You don't go straight to bed. You might watch a movie,
Unwind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're too amped up when you get home.
Yeah. But, once I got out of that, I went back to the kind of the military habit of I get up in those wee hours because it's peaceful and it's quiet. The rest of the world is still asleep. I like that.
Hey, Jay Ryan, I'm FBI female body inspector. Look at those chops.
So I knew a great bass player way back in the day. I mean, I still know him, and he's still a great bass player. But
is he really tall?
No, he's my. Well, I'm 6'2". He's my height, so
he's kind of tall.
Yeah,
all good bass players are tall.
See, I wouldn't.
He used to.
I guess that was. I guess that's what I was impressed with the most, Doc, when I met you in person, is that you were so tall and still had a lot of that military body mass on you, you know?
Well, these days I just call it fat. But
That
but my
I
friend
was
used
trying
to
to be
say,
kind.
my friend used to say, and he was,
these people.
he's a really smart guy, but he's really kind of bizarre in the way he communicates. And he would say, man, sometimes I use up all the creative juices in my brain. And then I gotta go sleep or play a video game or have sex to recharge them creative juices so I can write really good songs.
I think you're discharging the creative juices when you had sex.
Yeah. Well, I thought about what he said though, and there's a lot of truth in that. You can use up all of your creative energy, but you, again, just like with anything, the more you do, the more you can do.
True. Like if you want something done, ask a busy person.
Yeah. I had a friend in the Navy that used to say the trick to having a good life in the military is the way you walk. And I said, well, what, you mean like military bearing? He said, no. He said, always walk fast enough that you look like you're doing something important so nobody will stop you, but not so fast that you draw attention to yourself. Everything else will fall in place.
Yeah. Like one thing that like as like a trick of the trade that's like helped me like through my lighting career is like pick up a piece of cable. Like, pick up an extension cord or, a thicker piece of cable and like kind of when you're like traversing from place to place, like, pick it up, put it down.
Yeah, have a prop. It tells the world, I'm busy. Leave me alone.
Exactly.
Rex, on the other hand, just sits there staring blankly off into space so that people will actually ask him to do something.
Okie dokie. Yeah. When I sit here like that, they are like, is he frozen?
Yeah.
I'm
How many
Captain-
times I've asked myself that? Like, is Rex frozen right now?
I'm Captain America. No. He was in the ice, frozen, actually frozen.
Yes, we.
No, I'm just drinking it all in, Doc. Just drinking it all in today.
Is it because you're wearing your hippie tie-dye shirt?
No, not necessarily. This is the only tie-dye shirt I've ever owned, and this was handmade.
I've never owned one.
Huh?
I've never owned a tie-dye shirt.
This is the only one, and it was made by the cousin of a gentleman I used to work for, and it was given me on the day of his death.
Oh my God.
It was given to
Wow.
me. It was given to me like 2.5 days later. He had been in the house when I discovered him like 2.5 days later.
Oh.
Yeah. I've found 2 dead people in my lifetime. That was Mickey and my neighbor. He was supposed to come over and barbecue with me. He never showed up, so I went over there about 5:30 and found him dead on the stairs with a cell phone in his hand. He'd been mowing because he had grass on his jeans, the bottom of his jeans, I guess his heart just gave out. So, and both were on holidays, I suppose. One was on Labor Day weekend, one was on Easter. So if I invite you over on a holiday, you might not want to.
I'm not coming.
You're not coming, right?
There was a
If I don't live past 90.
There's a morbidly funny thing that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I woke up. I crashed on the couch because I worked late and I didn't want to bother Tacey when I came to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I slept on the couch. And she came in, and I guess she thought I wasn't breathing anymore, like I was gone. And she, honey. And I woke up and I was like, what? And she's like, oh, you scared me. I'm like, why, did you think I was dead? And she just kind of froze. Like,
Guys,
sure.
teach her the mirror trick, put it under your nose.
I'm not sure I know how I feel about that.
She's still breathing. Yeah. Yeah, she made these t-shirts. She made one for me and Mickey. Of course, Mickey didn't need his anymore because he was gone.
Mickey not so fine.
He had come in, he had went to church, and he had talked, even stayed afterwards and talked to the priest for about 15 minutes apparently, and then went to Arby's because his meal was still on the kitchen counter, and the drink was there in the living room on the table that he had fallen and to the side of and on the ground. And yeah, I had checked in by phone and left a message, but I didn't realize that, I guess maybe he had a heart attack or something. I don't know.
Well, just
They
goes
never
to
did.
show you, you never know.
Mhm.
You never know.
Still had his Arby's bag there and still had his drink there.
Oh, Ryan froze up on us. Are you back, Ryan?
I hope so. Am I?
Yeah,
I
there
got
you
a
are.
little warning that I lost connection for a second.
Yep, you're good now, it looks like. So I do know this though. Last year I coughed myself unconscious, which
God.
I had never done before. And I distinctly remember the feeling of it though was euphoric. Oxygen deprivation.
Mhm.
It's kind of the same way people get high when they do huffing, right?
Right.
And also when I came to, I was just this floating euphoric feeling. And I remember thinking to myself at the time, man, if that's what it feels like when you go finally,
Mhm.
that's a wonderful feeling. Bring it.
Yeah.
That's
Jay
cool.
Ryan
It
says,
kind of like alleviated your fear of death.
did you partake in the Arby's Rex? No, I thought about it. Looked delicious, but it was there for 2.5 days. So no, I'm not going to eat that.
Oh,
Yeah. And the mortician said, "Oh, show me that," and he got the time of death, the coroner, right, from the time on the receipt.
the
I
receipt.
thought that was
Yeah.
very smart of him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
But
I thought he might still be alive when I called for an ambulance, or whatever. Whatever I did, I know he was stiff, but rigor mortis, but
Rex,
I just didn't
Rex,
realize that till they wrote him
Rex,
over that he had been,
this is a string killing conversation.
I'm sorry.
Move
Yeah,
on.
he was starting to bloat a little bit. Anyway.
Oh, Rex, see, I tried to stop you.
Did you poke his eye with a stick?
No.
Rex, jeez.
No. He's fortunate, or better still, I was fortunate that, his house was cooling, that it was kept so cool,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Rex's macabre stories about death. We're going to go to the phone lines now for you to call in and talk to Dr.
No, I didn't check his pockets for money.
Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah. What if he was stacking silver, dude? You missed your opportunity.
Yeah, actually, a girl that I had to fire that was absolutely useless, could do nothing, really. Although she was one person that he hired, and we fired her. She snuck back in the house the next day and stole some stuff and was caught at it, but the family didn't prosecute her, but yeah,
It's
she's
hard to
pretty
find good help these days.
sad individual, Sitting
if you're
upright.
just tuning
in the
in,
chair in front of
we're
the
here with
screen.
Rex Christian talking about macabre death.
Yeah, the Reaper Hour. Yeah.
So, Rex,
Mm-hmm.
learn to
Speaking of
write it
death.
down or it may be lost forever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to give you an accolade here, an approbation that you do some pretty creative naming of your streams.
You noticed that, huh?
does the naming of the streams actually have anything to do with anything or not?
As far as like the topic going to be discussed
Yeah.
on the day?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
But not when it says EVS is coming on.
Right.
Yeah,
that was a joke that was never meant to be. It just went too far. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Dude, like Hex Allen, like
I can't
you don't tell the
unhinge-
truth, man.
Yeah, I can't. Well, Omer said, you know,
I don't
he's a black
believe what
man.
you say.
Yeah.
The words coming out of your mouth.
I think that's incredible that he got 700 views out of that, and that I myself got 260 something views so far off of it.
Yeah, I'm just going to start putting that shit in the title to my streams. Hey, this week our special guest is John Malin.
Yeah, no fucking shit, right? Like that. Like that's the way to go.
Yeah. Now, often I
can't hate the player. I hate the game, right?
sometimes I hate to change the titles, you know, and I don't. Like I've said, hey, Keith Gleason's going to be on with us, and he doesn't show up for that stream. Well, that's still part of the conversation. I usually leave it in there. You know, I'm not going to go back and retroactively change my title.
This is why I don't usually. I do, but I don't usually bring guests on anymore because I've been stood up one time too many.
Yeah.
And you know, I get it because I've done it myself. I'm sitting minding my own business. Go, oh shit! I'm supposed to be on a stream right now.
Well, I don't do clickbait titles. I've been accused of that, you know, a time or two, but I don't really do clickbait titles. I know a lot of people do.
Okay, but that brings us back to what I was asking. What were you? What was in your brain when you created "Learn to Write It Down, or it may be lost forever"?
He got that from you, bro.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Is that a
Yeah,
true
and
story?
I think that's just something I needed a title, and I had written that down recently, and it's just again putting it in writing what I'm thinking, Doc. Because I've said this before, and if you, like you say, if you're watching a program, you still got a piece of paper and pen there to write lines down, or bit drips or drabs, or a little tidbit, or however you want to describe it, because if you think about it, your mind's going to move on. My mind moves on to the next thing, and if I don't write it down, then it may never get written down. It's lost.
It's all up there, bro. If of anyone that's got it all up in their head, it's you.
Well, I appreciate that, Ryan.
No, and that's not like placating you or nothing. Like, dude, you've got it all up there. Your goal is to get it all from the gray matter onto the white paper matter.
Yeah. Well, it's coming to me, more and more, and it's getting easier because I'm laying a good foundation, or at least that's what I'm trying to do. I should be able to springboard off this book here into a whole, flurry of different projects, and that's what I want, is to establish my universe of characters. That's all I've ever wanted to do, and unfortunately down the street, I didn't have the Joe Kubert school, and I never really wanted to move to New Jersey to go there. But yeah. I looked into it all the way back into the 70s, had I went, I would have been like a 1980s graduate, probably around Shane Davis's.
And I don't think that would have made you any better. Right. That would have just given you some
basics
networking.
Networking.
like that, like going to the Joe Kubert School isn't about like you learning how to draw. Like
Mhm.
going to the Joe Kubert School is like you meeting professionals.
Yeah, I mean, I think it. I
That's what
think
every school is about. Like college is not like teaching you anything about life. Like when you get out of college, you don't even know how to write a check. Like it's all about like networking. Like that you're
yeah,
like meeting. Like the guy that like goes to school next to you is the cousin of George Bush or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
the people
you're
that you
not.
meet.
Yeah, it's a networking opportunity. Like it's
Yeah.
a pay for play scenario.
Well, college certainly wasn't for me. I went there and gleaned all the artistic knowledge I could and a few other things, but and I don't think college is necessarily what it's built up to be. For a lot of people, they would be better certainly going to a vocational thing. For me, it was like never going after the degree. It was to get the basic knowledge of art, to do what I want to do. And I think I did that to the best that university could kind of help me with. Uh, and I was always one of those that kind of sat in the back seat, like thinking, um, I'm as good an artist as these teachers are. That may not have been true on skill level, but certainly I didn't take a back seat to any of them in my thinking. Uh, Maybe because art is seen as subjective.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Ryan James says, who can help you open doors, but if you don't have the skills to keep them open, knowing people won't matter for long.
unless
Yeah,
un,
it's
unless
true,
you're a
but like,
politician.
are you getting my question is, or like my statement is that like you're not getting those skills from college.
Yeah.
Like I went to college for 5 years and have a bachelor's degree, and it's not helped me at all. Like other than like the fact that you have a degree, or like the people that you meet like in college, like
Yeah.
that's what matters. Like it's not at all, not one bit, the things that you're learning in college.
Yeah. The dean
Like
at
it's
one of the colleges I attended said that, a degree, a PhD, whatever, shows that you can complete a course, that you can.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big part of it.
like you have a doctorate degree, like
Hmm.
from it like it, and like you have like let's say like you're an MD, or whatever,
Like
like, and
Doc.
you still believe in viruses. You know what I mean? Like you just like you have to unlearn all that you've learned. Like basically like
Hmm.
you're just full of bullshit, but you can get a good job because like of the people that you've met, because of the degree that you have. Like you're
Hmm.
still you're still murdering people. Like you have like you're injecting people with poison, like for like to treat them with cancer, and you're murdering them. Like you don't you're not treating cancer at all. Like you're just making money. You're just a cog in the wheel.
Following through and finishing means something. Not everyone necessarily learns because they're just dumb. Says Homer Glitch.
I met a lot of stupid people in college, and I remember looking at them and thinking,
Hmm.
how are you here right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times have like I thought that to myself, like working in the movie industry, like unbelievable,
And
like
some of the
like
teachers were that way.
failing upwards is a real thing.
Hmm.
like the more stupid you are, like the more useful you are to these like big corporations.
Now, I will say this: the university I went to was unlike any of the other universities in the state, where if you were a psych major, they taught you all the theories, the founders, the principles, blah, blah, blah. My university taught you how to be a counselor, not what it's like to be a counselor. And when you graduated, you were ready to hit the ground running. You still had to go take your tests and everything, but you've already done your internships and your practicum, and you're ready to rock. And I'm very thankful for that.
Well, didn't know we were going to be talking education today, but my experience with college is not for everything. For everyone, it's
I agree.
certainly. I enjoyed my time there, and I was there for like 5 years, more than average. Took a lot of courses, enjoyed some, hated others, but and the basics, oh my God, I understand the thinking about basics, but what if you already know what you want to do? But they require those basics for you to get the degree. The way it was explained to me, the basics are given to you so that you can figure out what you want to do. I already know what I want to do with my life.
Some of that is in the core curriculum is because of how badly public education is at giving you that core before you get there. Like, there's no reason in college you should be having to take introduction to Western civilization. You should have already taken that in high school. You should have already taken civics, but they're having to reteach it because people aren't learning it in high school. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Just give me my major concentrations.
Then Omer says the basics make you more well-rounded. Yeah, that's the way it was explained to me, and I'm like, I don't need to be well-rounded. I know what I want to do, So you're an idiot and not so that you can figure out what you want to do. Yeah. More well-rounded. Whatever. I mean, I'm sorry. It was never for the degree for me. It was the knowledge. I want knowledge. And I probably got more out of their library and just reading ravenously,
Ravenously.
Ravenous. Yeah.
Oh, the irony bomb drop.
Yeah.
Boom.
I always had a book in my hand.
What's 6 times 7?
And also 40 something.
42.
You need to see the forest and the trees. Laugh out loud.
You know why there's 239 beans? You know why there's 239 beans in Irish bean soup? Because one more would be 240.
Oof.
What were you going to say, Doc, before you lost it?
I don't know. That joke just kicked me right in the testicles. That's just awful.
Wow.
It's awful, Ryan. Awful.
Terrible, says Jay Ryan. Well,
I was just going to say I was really either blessed or lucky or whatever you want to call it that I went where I went. And I had the professors that I did because their teaching was huge in teaching the practical. Like when I was in practice, I guess it's the confidence of knowing that when you pull the ripcord, the parachute's going to open because the guy that showed you how to pack it showed you the right way.
Well, I mean, you mentioned a word there, practical. You know, the practicality of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's. I guess that's what I'm trying to articulate. Is I
No, you
want
said it well.
practical.
You
I
said it
want
well.
and the basics. Just I was like, God, this stuff that I'm never going to use. I'm never going to use directly. Uh, maybe I've used some algebra and didn't know it, or some trigonometry, whatever.
What does that even mean?
Well, it was like, that requirement that you have so many electives and whatever.
Mhm.
I think that's BS. But having said that, I accidentally minored in lit just because I really liked the professor over the literature department. I took a fuck ton of classes from him and ended up minoring in lit. And it's not that helped me with my writing. I'm already a voracious reader. I read on my own. I don't need classroom assignments, but it was a good learning environment to expand your literature base. Like I was never going to read Eudora Welty, but I did because I was in college and it was required reading,
Yeah.
so I read it.
Yeah, it certainly exposes you to things that, potentially you would have never found, on your own. I
Right.
don't, but I do think there's a lot of the BS to the electives and the different basic
There is.
courses and
There is.
things, that you take. And I was always frustrated with that.
But we had mandatory classes like logic theory. We had to take debate and public speaking.
That's
We had
good.
we had to take advanced philosophy so you understand the philosophical frameworks that exist
And
out there.
hopefully critical thinking, I mean, or,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The best definition of that I heard on day one was, if you know A and you know C, you can infer the B. And that's all there is to critical thinking.
Mhm.
That's some algebra for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, things, people would like things to be cut and dry and empirical like that, but life happens, and that blows some of that out of the water.
Well, Rex, but some things are not nuanced. Some things are black and white.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
I get that.
I'm glad
I get that.
engineers didn't go with their feeling when I'm flying in
Yeah.
an airplane. I'm glad there's some
Oh,
science there.
I knew this guy. He would, I built some cabinets for the church and everything, and it was a disaster. That guy's like, nobody taught me how to do this. I do it. And it's like, yeah, can't you see that your measurements are off all over the place? It was wonky. It was almost like cat in a hat physics.
That was my grandfather. That was my grandfather's carpentry style. He built the house that my father was raised in.
Oh, geez.
And
Yeah.
there was not a right angle in the
With
place.
his bare hands in the snow, walking.
There was not a right angle.
And you wonder why it leaks when it rains.
It didn't leak when it rained, and it's still standing to this day. But if you go in there, you won't find a right angle. Good luck.
The Ninja Jinko says, I better read Storytelling Approaching, and it's approaching.
And it's approach.
And it's approach. Okay.
I'll tell you what not to do. All aspiring writers, hear me. Do not go to YouTube for tips on writing. There are hundreds of channels, and 99% of them are pushing out bullshit. Just something they read somewhere else, and they're making money by spouting it off. It's bullshit. If you want to know how to write, what few best-selling writers ever spoke about how to write, read what they wrote.
Doc, have you ever seen the documentary A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon?
I think I have, yeah.
Have you?
I think so.
What did you think? Do you remember? Do you recall like what you thought of it at all?
It's a conspiracy theory, isn't it?
It's a theory that like we never went.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I dispute all of it. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
What do you think? What do you think? Like, did we go?
Yes, absolutely, we went.
Okay. I
Yeah, it's amazing how
promised
big.
my daughter that I would be back by 5, and I didn't realize like how late we were going. So I'm
Oh.
gonna have to dip on out of here. But I will. I'll finish this up and I'll send you a post like when I'm done.
Okay.
Well, it's looking
See you,
good,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Thank you,
Tell
brother.
give your daughter a hug for us.
All right. You guys have a good night.
You too.
You too. Yeah, I guess, Doc, we'll get out of here. You can sit there and we can talk behind the scenes. Coming up on 2 hours here. Thanks for everybody tuning in. I think this has been a good one. Although we had some technical difficulties at the beginning. Sorry for being late.
And then Rex went all macabre on us for a while.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen, right? You can dock my